Florence Daupias. I'm a philosopher PhD student. I'm in third year, and I'm trying to produce a phenomenology of movement using Merleau-Ponty's work and also dance and choreography's work. And it's kind of a big investigation, and so we'll see. So I said in the program I would prepare something about the relations between objective and subjective, about the method when we investigate the nature of consciousness. But with the discussions of the last 2 days, I changed my mind yesterday, and I chose a totally different topic. And so I will talk about a body awareness problem in Merleau-Ponty, anyway, and we will see what it implies for body, for movement, also for space and time. So, in the Phenomenology of Perception, Merleau-Ponty's book, written in 1945, there is a case of a pathological case. It's a theory of Gelb and Goldstein, a theory of psychology, concerning one patient called Schneider, who has an important body awareness problem. Indeed, if you ask Schneider, show me where is your leg, show me where is your hand, where is your knee, Schneider can't do that. He can't tell you where, and you can tell him where his knee, his arm, or his hand is. But despite this important problem of body awareness, if a mosquito comes and bites him, his hand, he will put his hand in the right place where it's being bitten. So our question is, how can we explain this behavior? How can we explain this problem? Why does his body awareness have an important problem in one case and not in the other? And to answer, we'll start with the first distinction. In the first case, where Schneider fails to indicate where his knee is, it's a movement of indication. In German, das Zeigen. It's an indication movement. And in the second case, where a mosquito bites him, we can say it's a grabbing. So, actually we have two types of movements. That's what notices psychology. And we have a problem of body awareness only in one case. So the hypothesis is that each one of these movements has a different structure. And each one of these movements implies different abilities. And so we'll see that part. So first, let's see the grabbing. How can we define grabbing? So we can say, when you want to grab something, you want to grab it right now. So your time is present. And your space is the physical world, the physical world you want to reach, the physical and actual world. For this reason, we can say that grabbing is a concrete movement. Your space is a physical and actual space, and your time is present. And your body, what about your body in that movement? Your body is only a way of having an effect on the environment, of reaching something. It's a kind of instrument. It's defined as a way of doing something. So now, let's study the other movement, the indication. Yesterday, Steve Paxton maintained that indication was a form of action. And you took the example of indicating the door, and you said, if I indicate the door like that, there is a kind of action, kind of a form of reaching the door already. And maybe with the psychology, we can understand that point and the feeling of the action that there is in the indication and what kind of action it could be. First of all, let's notice that when we indicate something, we are pointing at a direction. So, when you indicate something, you are giving direction and perspective to the word. You're giving directions and perspective to space. So, you are organizing them. When you are indicating the door becomes the direction. The door becomes the center of the space. And in that case, your body is not just a way of acting on your environment. It is what gives direction, what is organizing word and space. And I wish to insist on the fact that space has changed. It's not the same space as the space we had with the other movement, with the grabbing. Because here, with indication, psychology said that you are not acting on a physical word anymore. You are introducing possibilities into the word. For instance, possibilities to reach that point, to reach that door or not. So, you are creating a kind of free space in front of you where there is not only the physical space, but also a space of liberty and a space of possibilities. So your space has become a virtual space. And for all these reasons, indication can be called a virtual movement. So grabbing was a concrete movement and indication a virtual movement. A virtual movement, or we can also say an abstract movement. And what makes this virtual movement possible for this psychology is a certain function called a projection function. And how can we define this projection function? They said it's our capacity or ability to introduce some kind of unreality in the world, to introduce possibilities in what was just real and given. So, they insist, saying that actually this ability, it is this projection function that makes us able to play theater and to dance. We can play with our own body, it is their thesis, only because we can imagine other possibilities. Because we are not prisoner of the actual world, because we can escape it to enter in a world of possibilities, in a virtual world, in a virtual space. So now we can go back to Schneider and understand, and it will be my conclusion too, we can now understand his behavior. The fact is, it appears that his strange behavior, the explanation is that something has been damaged and destroyed in Schneider, and we can say that it was his projection function. He can't do virtual movements anymore. He can't indicate his own limb if we ask him. He can't play theater. He can't dance. He can't play with his body. And generally, he can do nothing that is related to a virtual situation. So he's prisoner of the physical space, the present. And is unable to project himself in what is possible. And I will just add that this psychological investigation for Merleau-Ponty has to be precised, because it is not here in a position between body and mind. The distinction between abstract movement and concrete movement is actually two different ways of being in relation to the world. We see there are two different spaces, two different time, and also two different structure, two different way to be in interaction with it. So this is it. Thank you.